Hello, everyone, and welcome back in to the Bet On Me podcast. It is Sunday, December 5th, NFL Sunday. Got some things to talk about today. This is episode number 4 of the Bet On Me podcast coming in. Podcast available at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else podcasts are available, I reckon. So, we're just going to go ahead and get right into this one today. I told you, I'm not even going to give out a pick today. I'm just going to go ahead and let you guys know that right off the bat. I'm not giving out I've got a few plays today, but I'm not even giving them out. You know why? Because I told you yesterday. I told you, did I not? What did I say? I said take Bama on the points, take Bama on the money line. I took the under. Yeah, that didn't work out for me, okay? I didn't think Bama would come out and destroy Georgia as bad as they did. But they did. They came out and just roll tide right over top of the Dogs, boys. Let me tell you, that was a great game if you had Alabama on the money line like I did. I had Alabama on the money line. I had Alabama on the money line in a parlay that hit later on that day with Michigan minus 12.5. It was a great day yesterday. Even racked up on a couple late live bets. Took Cal minus 6.5 over USC. I guess USC's waiting on old Lincoln Riley to get out there to see what happens with that. But that was pitiful last night, that game. But we're gonna get back to the Alabama Georgia game because I gotta talk about this just a little bit more. All the money was on Georgia, all the money, and the playoff, the rankings have came out today. I'm not sure what they are. I'll talk about them tomorrow. And I just didn't fall for it, I looked at the stats, and Alabama was a little bit better than Georgia in every stat category except for the 33 sacks that Alabama's offensive line allowed. And after looking at all that, I was just thinking to myself, I was like, man, Nick Saban, championship game, he's been there before. Kirby Smart, he's not been there a whole lot. But Nick Saban has, so it's kind of like the only play you guys are probably going to get out of me for NFL this week. Tomorrow I'll give out my Monday Night Football pick, but today, yeah, you guys just should have listened. And if you did listen, hey, good for you, I'm glad you did. But anybody, what was that? Anybody going against Nick Saban in an SEC championship game, I'm not doing it. I'm not on board with that. Now I believe Alabama will play Cincinnati, I watched the Cincinnati-Houston game the other day. Wasn't impressed by Cincinnati. Although I like Cincinnati, wasn't impressed. I think Michigan beats Georgia. I think Michigan comes in and beats Georgia. I think it's a close game, but I think Michigan's hungry. I think Harbaugh's got them coaching, got them playing, good football right now. And I think he's coaching for his job. So, and he wants to be at Michigan. He wants to be there. He played at Michigan or went to Michigan, whatever it is. He's got connections there. Harbaugh really wants that job. He wants to win there. I think we're going to see Michigan-Alabama in the championship game, in which case Alabama probably just roll tides right over Michigan as well. But, it's good change. It really is. It's better than seeing Ohio State play for the 30th time against Bama. But then again, Bama's in there again, so. And to that, all I can say is just coach better the rest of the field. Come on, Nick Saban's figured it out. What are you doing? You got some of these coaches that have been doing this for, 10 years, and they can't figure it out. Granted, they jump around from different teams, but, look at Harbaugh. He got, 8 years to figure it out or something? I really don't know how long he's been at the school. I don't watch a lot of Michigan football because they don't do a whole lot. But yeah, I know he's been there a while. It takes time to build a winning team. And other schools have to have a down year. Let's just go ahead and say it. Ohio State's having a down year. I don't like them, but they are. They don't have a premier big name coach like they usually have. They don't have that, you know, talent that's going, round one in the draft like they normally have. I mean, they may. I mean, but not a high draft pick like they normally have. Ohio State usually comes with it. They just weren't there this year. Alabama brings it every year though. Every year. So I wasn't going to bet on them. It's kind of like Belichick. You don't bet on Belichick. And in the Super Bowl last year, you don't bet against Brady. There's just some people I believe you don't bet on. And Nick Saban is one of those people. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, I was on that train. Everybody knows it. All you got to do is listen to me, and you're going to be on the plus side of things. You understand? I gave out all the stats. I told everybody. I had people texting me saying, look at this. From other people texting them saying, hey, Georgia all day. Bet the house. Put it all on there. Go take out a loan. Sell your car. What are you doing? Nick Saban? Nick Saban's laughing at you. Sure, go ahead. Go give your money away. Did you hear what he said? He called it rat poison and said it was yummy. That's what he said after the game. That's a quote. Nick Saban. Rat poison. And the rat poison you guys fed us this week was yummy. The man's just been doing it for too long. Plus, every time he wins a national championship, his organization with Alabama builds a house for a needy family down there in Tuscaloosa. So, I mean, this man's just itching for another one. Itching to win for a great cause. I'll go ahead and tell you right now, I got Alabama to win the national championship. I mean, I don't see anybody stopping them. I think Michigan, I think Alabama doesn't, I think Alabama sleeps through the Cincinnati game. I think Michigan and Georgia is a close, tough game, but Michigan comes out on top by a couple points. And then I think Alabama just goes in and just, you know, like how like they got that little thing on the little stick with a string on it, like a cat toy. It looks like a fishing pole, and it's got a little ball at the end of it. That's what Alabama and Nick Saban's gonna do when they go in there. They're gonna go in there to Michigan, and they're gonna be like, "Here you go," and they're just gonna bounce that little toy around over their head. It's got a little football on it, and they're gonna try to catch it and try to get it, but they're just not gonna be able to get it because they're not good enough. Even on a down year, Nick Saban has NFL prospects. All year, they last year they had all these guys go to the NFL. This year, these guys what? Come in and made the best team, or what everyone thought the best team in football was. Look like they haven't played anybody all year. And I even tweeted it out yesterday during the game. This is the first time, I forget what I said, but it was just it was reference to, it looked like the first time these two teams actually played a good team. Because it did. Alabama could have easily beat Auburn. It's almost like Saban was like, no, let's let them get up, and then let's see if we can come back. The A&M game was a fluke. I said it yesterday, before the game. It was a fluke. Alabama plus 6.5 in the SEC championship game. Are you kidding me? Everybody was running to bet the house on Georgia. Put your life savings on the money line, son. What are you doing? Anyway, there's some good NFL games on today, guys. Cardinals line doesn't look bad. Tampa Bay's got a lot of points to lay against the Falcons. Everybody and their grandmother is on the Colts today, and that point spread. The Giants is one of those games that a lot of people are looking at that could go either way. And if you had any common sense about betting at all, you would stay far away from the Chiefs-Denver game. I wouldn't touch a Chiefs game for the rest of the season. It's just my personal opinion. But no picks today. You should have made your money yesterday on that massive whale of a pick. That was a Moby pick is what that was. That was a Moby pick. There she blows out there in the water, just making a shit ton of money out there in the plus. Can you see it? I do. I harpooned that bitch and I brought her in. That's exactly what I did. Bet against Nick Saban in the SEC championship. What were the sports books doing? I can't believe people took the... Clearly, people who bet on Georgia didn't look at the stats, didn't do the research, didn't think about who the other coach was on the other side. In football, sometimes we get caught up in the moment and we see what the teams are doing. But we have to remember, folks, there's somebody that sits there and writes up schemes and watches hours of defense and all this to get a game plan ready to go out and execute against another team. That man in Alabama is Nick Saban. Hey guys, that's the podcast for today. Thank you so much for listening. If you're listening over on Apple Podcasts, thanks so much. Make sure to subscribe. That way you can get updated on when the latest podcast is uploaded. If you're listening to us over on YouTube, thank you so much as well. Make sure to give us a like and subscribe and hit that bell. That way you get notifications of when the latest episode of the podcast is uploaded. If you want daily sports updates while live games are going on, go over to Instagram and Twitter and give us a follow there. The handle is @BetOnMePodcast. Until next time, this is the Bet On Me podcast. I am your host, Daniel Perkins. Have a great Sunday, guys, and go get those bets in.